What up, Dokkanners? Massive shocking news coming out of JP Dokkan. The LRSTR VEGITO Blue EZA is actually being upgraded. The passive is being altered and improved for the better due to massive backlash from the JP side of the game. And folks, this actually once again reinforces a precedent that has been set for some time actually in the history of Dokkan that does suggest that there could be more changes like this in the future, because Dokkan does appear to be willing to make adjustments based on the community's feedback. So let's talk about what happened, and then let's talk about how this ultimately affects global players, because as you guys know, I am a global channel primarily, and this video is being made mainly to talk about the JP side, but folks, it does affect global as well, because we could potentially see this sort of a treatment in the future for global units as well. So let's just start by looking at the EZA's change. We've got the, that's the wrong thing right here. So this is the original passive for the EZA. Attack and defense plus 100, raises ki by up to 10, less HP remaining the greater the ki boost. Medium chance ki plus 5 launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack when performing an ultra super attack. Ki plus 2 disables enemy guard when there's another future saga category ally attacking in the same turn. Now folks, when it comes to this EZA, originally people were not very happy, because while the super attack raised attack and defense permanently, the ultra super temporarily did it. And based on that passive, you would probably not want to be favoring the ultra super, because with only a medium chance to potentially launch an additional super attack, that would sometimes mean that if you inadvertently were to use an 18 key super, you would temporarily boost your stats as opposed to permanently stacking them, thereby making the unit less effective in the long run. In terms of short form, probably still viable, but in terms of long run, it's just simply not as viable. And the problem is, for a unit of this caliber, based on how long it's been existing in the game, the EZA was supposed to be increasing at a pretty decent rate in terms of the power creep. It was supposed to launch this unit into the stratosphere, as this is essentially the first LR that every new Dokkan player has the ability to obtain, and not only obtain, but rainbow. I can tell you from personal experience, when I first started playing this game, this unit was kind of the shining pillar of reliability for me. This was the unit that would bring my team together in terms of leader skill. This was the unit that would lead my offense and protect me on defense. This unit did everything. So the EZA was expected to do something similar, and in fact, it did not. It made the usability of this unit a lot lower because of that. And then in my opinion, I actually wasn't a fan of the fact that the Future Saga category condition sort of restricts the unit to an extent. Because this is one of the first units that a free-to-play or a new player can actually use, I don't believe that it should be at all restricted by another category, because then it sort of incentivizes players to sort of move in the Future Saga direction as their first move as a new player in Dokkan. So I'm not particularly a fan of that, but the main controversy happened somewhere in the middle of the passive, and folks, they heard it. Dokkan has elected to upgrade the passive based on the massive backlash. Nobody liked it on JP. Literally everybody hated them, according to Goresh when Truth was talking to him. So JP players made a difference. Here's the upgraded passive: attack and defense plus 100, attack and defense plus 10% up to 50 with each super attack performed, medium chance of ki plus 5 launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when performing an ultra super attack. So now it's been upgraded to a high chance. By the way, the raises ki up to 10, less HP remaining the greater the ki boost is still there. Ki plus 2, yada yada yada. Everything else is exactly the same. So basically what changed is that they've added this multiplicative passive here that basically significantly amplifies each time you launch a super attack. Your stats will massively increase at a commensurate rate. Not only that, you also have a 50% chance to launch an additional super attack that's a 12 key if you decide to launch an 18 key. It's still not a guarantee, but this is definitely a lot better, because now it has a more of a justifiable risk reward sort of element involved, right? You launch an 18 key, you're kind of playing the odds a little bit, running a 50-50 scenario to actually permanently stack on top of the temporary stack. So that is a much better design for the unit, and this is the result of a lot of feedback. I don't want to say complaining. We'll just say feedback. But for all intents and purposes, we all know it's basically complaining. Now, why does this matter to global players as much as it should to JP? Because, folks, people have made the argument in the past that global, it doesn't matter. People don't care about global. Dokkan doesn't care about global. They're the afterthought. JP is the golden child. And while some of that may have some merit, this sort of thing is what kind of moves the argument back on itself, because there is precedent in the past where global and JP have been able to influence change. So let's go check out this part of the Dokkan Wiki right here, the error changes and problems database. This I'm going to link in the description for you guys to go check out. This is actually a very useful read, because it literally just shows every single change or alteration that was made throughout the years. I don't know if it completely covers everything way back when, but still it covers a decent amount. So you guys should actually go take a look and see some of the changes that took place. We're going to go over a couple of them to reinforce the fact that there is precedent in the past, because a lot of people have said JP doesn't get changed, why would Dokkan get the change? Dokkan has received change, and we're going to go over some of them right now. So a couple instances of actual change, complaining and feedback actually resulting in some alterations stems back to 2017. There might be more, but I can't find them all, so I encourage you guys to go read it. For JP, back in 2017, before Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks SSR and Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks UR were open to the public, these characters had a sacrifice of 15% when performing their 12-key super. The complaints from players turned it into attack raise for 1 turn. So that was literally a result of player feedback. So that was a big W. Let's see, another example, I think was 2018. Yes. Here is a global implemented change. So y'all were thinking that this is just a JP thing. No. This free-to-play VEGITO Blue, folks, was a global first unit back in January of 2018, all right? So here, when LR/STR VEGITO Blue was about to be released, he had the link over in a flash, but when it was officially released, it was changed to prepare for battle. This was made possible due to players' feedback. So again, players influenced change, more specifically, global players influenced change. Another example, before the release of Goku GT, he had Shattering the Limit in his link set. Player feedback made it possible to change, or made a possible change where he finally released with Fierce Battle instead. So those are just a couple of the precedents that have been set in the past. I can't go through every single one and find them, but hopefully you guys can take a look and see for yourself all the different changes that were made to various units as a result of either feedback or other circumstances. Another thing I want to mention is the Goku Black scenario. The Goku Black situation, I was told, I can't confirm 100%, but I was told that the reason, a possible reason why the global unit was changed and altered was because when the JP unit released back in 2016, to make the unit a little bit more incentivized to summon, people to actually want to summon for this unit, they made an alteration to its base passive to just sort of make global players feel more interested. Because again, global is the, the afterthought, I guess, or literally speaking, they are the ones that are behind the JP version, so they kind of see how JP works, and to make global players want to summon, they sort of added this extra little passive here that they've never changed ever since. So there have been changes in the past due to not only player feedback, but other circumstances as well. Now, why am I saying this? Well, because... also, I do want to mention this one. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I don't remember this. I think there was a lot of chatter on the JP side of the game. May 22nd, 2020 was when Global received this global first LR UI Goku. And I remember this because I pulled some crazy luck on this banner. But anyway, less than a month later, JP gets the global first unit. This was a shockingly quick turnaround, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this was a direct result of the feedback from the JP side in terms of Global getting an amazing unit and JP potentially wanting it. Now, this one I can't confirm, but I believe that there was something to this effect that happened during this time. So this one's not exactly definitive, but whether or not this would even count, there is still enough precedent in this list, in this backlog, to suggest that it could happen again. Now, why is this important? Like I've been trying to get to, it's because of what is coming up on the global side of the game. Now, I'm not trying to say this, and I don't want you guys to run away with this idea, but I do want to tell you guys that one of the biggest jokes right now in Dokkan is Raditz. And I might be, trying to speak this into existence, sure, but I just think it's worth mentioning because a little food for thought here. This Raditz has been widely considered to be one of the worst Dokkan Festival units to ever release. It's simply just not good. It is built not different, but incorrectly, as some of y'all would say on my stream. This unit is simply built incorrectly. Now, what if, picture a scenario where they actually take the time to not completely redo the passive, but to simply add 1 or 2 things or adjustments to make the unit a lot more appealing for the global side of the game. In terms of a power creep implication, this could be a lot more profound because this is, of course, a 200% leader skill, but still, it is within Dokkan's possible, range of maneuvers to get global players to actually want to summon, to actually do something like this. Typically, what they would do is they would alter a banner or add some sort of a Pilaf's Trophy ticket incentive, but here they could maybe, based on the precedent that we've set, could potentially change the intrinsic passives or abilities of the unit to make the unit overall more enticing. Global is, after all, the second installment of Dokkan, so if they see something that didn't quite work on JP, they could always use it as a way to improve for the global side of the game to once again get more money from us players. So it's possible. Maybe it doesn't happen, or maybe it does, or maybe in the future something like this could happen again, but I want you guys to know that it is possible thanks to complaining and feedback and everything in between, folks. Change is possible. let's see what happens in the future. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below and let me know in the comments your thoughts and reaction to this entire thing that has taken place on the JP side of the game. Do you think that this could be the first of many possible changes in the future? If you had to pick 1 or 2 units on the global side of the game that you would like to have improved or something, just food for thought. Let me know which unit that would be and why. Just talk to me in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys on this one. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.